Thank you for watching. Faith to Freedom Community Church, where it's all about the kingdom.
For he said to him, "Come out of the man, unclean spirit." After reading this text, I want you to pick up your phone and put it on selfie mode and say to yourself, "Self, cease from living in the cemetery." Now, for those of you that are here, I want you to look at your neighbor and say, "Neighbor, cease from living in the cemetery." There are a number of Christians that proclaim that Jesus is the light of the world. There are a lot of Christians in today's society that love to sing the hymn, "I will make the darkness light before thee, and the high places I will bring down." That is all good, but what happens when the decoration of the light is challenged and your announcement changes due to circumstances, and those circumstances cause the song to stop? And then you are forced to face your real life situations. You know, the ones that we don't deal with while proclaiming and while we are singing. Look, when you don't deal with these things, we find ourselves not trusting what we proclaim through speech, not trusting what we proclaim through music, because we was hanging around at the wrong place, and the help became chains and havoc, and do that brought the shackles of depression. So in this text, we find a man that has been bound in shackles and chains, and it has overwhelmed him to the point he can break them but can't get rid of them. Good God Almighty. Let me prove it to you. Verse 1, after Jesus comes out of the boat, a man with an unclean spirit who had his dwelling among the tombs, and no one could bind him. That's what the text say. That's what the text say. It says no one could bind him, not even with chains, because he had often been bound with shackles and chains, and the chains had been pulled apart by him, and the shackles broken into pieces. Neither could anyone tame him. Look, it is important to deal with the tomb situations that pose itself as freedom before desolation and damage starts. Yes, you must understand that you do not belong here, because this enclosure of circumstance that the enemy is trying to force on you from unclean spirits is because the other mindset is for burying the dead. The last time I checked, God is not dead. He is alive, and he lives within me. So we have to trust the Lord when he shows himself. Charles Spurgeon says that God is too good to be unkind, and he is too wise to be mistaken. And when we cannot trace his hand, we must trust his heart. When you trust his heart instead of trying to make something of man's hand, you begin moving out of cemetery estates off the corner of Tomb Avenue and Devastation Drive.
from you, Lord. We're ready. We're ready. Say a blessing from you. Oh, say I know you'll come through. I know you'll come through. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. We bless you, we bless you, we bless you, God. And we thank you right now, Lord, for the blessing, Lord, of healing, for the blessing, Lord, of deliverance.
Thank you for watching. Pray to Freedom Community Church, where it's all about the kingdom.